How long does it take to get monetized on YouTube? What does the process look like? What are the requirements? And how much can you possibly expect to get paid with YouTube monetization? If those are questions you have, this video is probably for you. Let's go ahead and roll the intro. What's going on, guys? Chad here from How To Tech, the channel dedicated to helping you take your tech to the next level. Today, we're going to be talking about YouTube monetization, how long the process takes, what the requirements are for you guys to meet that, how much money can you possibly expect from it, and what are the ins and outs of YouTube monetization. And the reason why I decided to make this video is because we've now been monetized here on How To Tech for, I believe, the past 4 or 5 months now. And, I had tons of questions going into this process, and I still have questions about YouTube monetization and what the future looks like for my channel here on How To Tech, and just how YouTube as a platform evolves over time, because I have a very small sample size as it currently stands. But I want to go ahead and get that information out there for people who just are now getting into YouTube or are looking at possibly monetizing their channel, or if they're just wanting to do YouTube and maybe make a little bit of extra money off of it. So if that's something you're interested in, this video hopefully is going to be a great video for you. So let's go ahead and jump in to YouTube monetization and the process essentially from A to B and all the questions you may face. So let's go ahead and get started with talking about the YouTube Partnership Program, monetization, your requirements, and all of that fun stuff. So to get started, to join the YouTube Partnership Program to enable monetization to make money off your YouTube videos, which is just one of the few ways you can actually go ahead and check out our other video. We'll have it in the card up above somewhere, I think on this side, and you can check that out. We talk about actually quite a few different ways, I think 8 ways in total on how to make money on YouTube, and there's actually far more. And it doesn't have to be just with Google AdSense and the YouTube monetization and the partnership program and all that cool stuff. You can actually utilize some other ways out there to make more money on YouTube. So by all means, check that video out and see if some of those might be useful for you. So now let's talk about the YouTube Partnership Program. The first thing you're probably asking is, how do I join the partnership program? Well, to do that, you're going to have to apply for it. But before you can apply, you have to meet a certain set of requirements that YouTube has set in place to make sure that spammy channels and people that are going to violate the terms of service and a bunch of other things of people that would just make channels to get quick money, it just kind of filters those out. And that's why these requirements are in place. So what are those requirements? And they're actually, I would say, fairly simple, but they might take a little while to actually get to them. But in nature, they're just pretty much 2 things. The one is you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time in the last year, and you have to have 1,000 subscribers. These are the requirements that you have to have before you can apply. So now let's say you applied for the YouTube Partnership Program. What is this process like, and how long does it take? Well, the quickest amount of time that I've heard people say is it can take a week and a half to 2 weeks. In my case, it actually took about 2 weeks, and I thought that was actually really fast turnaround. Other people have said that it could take up to a month or maybe even a month and a half. And I don't know if this is relative to how much content you have on your channel or whatnot, but that leads to my next section, and that is talking about what happens during this review process. Well, what happens is YouTube looks and makes sure that your views and subscribers and everything are legitimate, and they also make sure that your content is actually going to be advertiser friendly. If you're the kind of person that gets views and subscribers and all that kind of stuff from what I would say very edgy content or content that probably is against terms of service, YouTube is going to find that, and that will be a red flag that'll probably keep you from joining the partnership program. So as long as the content you upload to your channel isn't violating the YouTube's terms of service and is actually your content that you personally own and you're not stealing or anything like that, your content's probably going to be good, and you'll probably make it right into the YouTube Partnership Program. So now let's say you applied for the YouTube Partnership Program and you've been accepted. What happens at this point? Well, one thing I actually failed to mention in the last point is you actually have to have an AdSense account through Google. This is going to allow you to get paid by them, and this is where they do all the tracking. You can also still see this stuff on your YouTube's dashboard inside the analytics and see how much money you're making. But this is not a definite number. This is a number that is pretty much estimated or averaged, and that gets into something called CPM, and that is essentially the amount of money you make per 1,000 of views on a video. And this has to do with how interactive your viewers are, comments, and the sustainability of viewers throughout your video. So this is going to have to do with watch time, how long your videos are can affect this and maybe even give you a higher CPM. And then also people might watch more ads in one video, depending on how long it is, if it runs 1, 2, maybe even more ads during the video. So there's a lot of things that play into how much money you're gonna make. So this isn't a definite answer of, if you apply for the partnership program, you get accepted, you get 1,000 views, you're gonna get $10 or $100. This is not a definite science, unfortunately, and it's not something I can specifically tell you, because the type of content you upload and the interaction of your viewers is going to determine whether that's a lot of money per 1,000 or less money per 1,000. With all that being said, how does payout work on YouTube, and when do you get paid? For me, I get paid on the 21st, and I can actually go into my Google AdSense and see what I'm going to get paid out a few days, I think, before it actually hits my bank account. And yes, you can go ahead and set that to direct deposit, so it goes directly into your account, or you can actually request for YouTube to send you a check. I think you have to meet a threshold, probably $100, before they'll actually mail you out a check, but I definitely suggest direct deposit. That way you just get your money a lot faster. So that is very convenient. But yeah, this is pretty much the process of how the YouTube partnership program works. I would love to give you guys a bunch of more in-depth details, but like I said, it's something I still have tons of questions about, because I'm not 100% certain, because I've not been doing this for years upon years, and I don't have much analytics or data to go back and look at to see how this process may change, or whether or not it's pretty consistent and steady on the CPMs and things like that. And I'm only pulling that from my channel. I'm not able to go out and see what other people's CPMs are for their views and their videos and stuff like that. I do want to, however, say that you can use a source like TubeBuddy and see estimated earnings per month and per year. And I have to say, in some cases, this actually seems pretty reasonable to the actual amount of money that CPMs are. And while I say CPMs, yes, it can vary quite a bit. And that's why if you look at something like TubeBuddy, it might show for, say, some creator that they might make $150 a month to anywhere to like $700 or $800. And the reason why is because CPMs do vary quite a bit. And typically I would say probably somewhere in the middle between those two amounts if you're looking at a source like TubeBuddy. So all right guys, it's gonna be all for this video. If you enjoyed, you know what to do. Go ahead and destroy that like button and get subscribed here on How To Tech if you guys aren't already. I want to thank you guys so much for watching these videos, and thank you guys so much for the tons of subscribers that have been coming to How To Tech. We've been growing almost at such an insane rate. I don't know the exact numbers right now because it's changing pretty much every day. I just want to thank you guys for subscribing, and also thank you to the tons of people that have recently joined the community Discord. We have tons of people over there, and there are opportunities for you guys to share your streams and even share your own YouTube videos that you guys may make, and meet new people and work and maybe even collaborate on some content that you plan on or maybe want to make. So yeah, if you guys also want to support this channel financially, we've got a link to our Patreon linked down below. I want to say a big thanks to all of our current patrons, and thank you guys for helping support this channel in another way, and I really appreciate that. Also, it's getting cold here in the US. I don't know if it's technically winter now, but it's getting very close to winter, and yeah, it's starting to get cold. And you know what? It'd be a good time to pick up a hoodie. So check out our merch store link down below. We have How To Tech hoodies. They are the best premium quality hoodie on Teespring, and they are priced very affordably for you guys. And maybe you can, look into getting some How To Tech merch and repping the channel and getting a good quality hoodie at the same time. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Chad from How To Tech, helping you guys take your tech to the next level, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.